I created this look using a few palettes in my arsenal. If you'd like to see how I created this look, keep watching. So starting out, my eyes are already primed with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm going in with the Crayon Case Cap palette with this shade called Tan, and I'm just going to add that to my crease and blend it out. Then I'm going to go into this shade Yellow, and I'm just going to add that above the tan shade that I previously added. And I'm just going to do one eye on camera, and I'll do the other eye off camera just to save time. And now I'm just going to blend those two shades into each other. And now I'm going to go into the Colored Rain Cheers to Beauty palette, and I'm going to use this red shade called Debonair. And I'm also going to blend that also in my crease and blend it up as well into that tan shade. So it's time to cut the crease, and I'm just using that same concealer just to carve out my lid. So now that the lid is cut, I'm going to go in with the first shade in the Cheers to Beauty palette, which is called Powder Room. And just going to add that to the inner portion of my eye. And I'll be using 3 different shades on my lid. The next shade is called Vintage Feels, and I'm just going to add that right next to Powder Room and blend out. And this color is very, very pigmented, very deep shade. And then I'll go back over Powder Room just to make sure that the two are blended. Then I'll go back into the Crayon Case palette, and I'll use this shade Black and add that to the outer portion of my lid and blend those shades into each other so that we have a nice transition. And now I'm going back into Vintage Feels and to make sure that it is blended into the black. And I do a little bit of going back and forth, making sure that all 3 shades blend nicely into each other. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding the shade Orange from the Crayon Case palette, and then on over the powder shade I'm adding that white. So these are the 2 shades that I'm using just to add a little bit of pigment to my eyes. And to go over the black, I'm using this shade called Black Butterfly from the Colored Rain palette, and then also blend that out as well. So now that both eyes are done, I went ahead and added a lash to one of my eyes, and the lashes that I am using are by Pretty Girl Lashes, and they are in the style Strong. I'll leave their link down below. And while my lash glue is drying, I'm going to go in with my foundation, which is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in the shade Butter Pecan. I think it's a tad bit light for me, but here I am, casket ready. So I'm just going to go ahead and conceal under my eye. I'm using that Fenty concealer in 380, and I just add that right under my eyes. And now I'm going to go ahead and add that lash on. I am out of frame because I am blind and I have to get really close to my mirror. But you can see here as I'm adding that lash. So now blending out that concealer and waiting that little bit of time allows the concealer to dry a little bit. So I like my highlighter under my eye to be a bit bright, so I am going in with the Born This Way concealer right on top of that Fenty and blend that out as well. And I'm going to line my lash line with the Urban Decay Perversion Black liner because I saw a little bit of white and it just didn't look appealing, so I just went under my eyelashes with that black. So to set my entire face, I'm using the MAC pressed powder in Dark Plus all over my face except the places that I highlighted. And to set under my eye, I'm doing a different powder. This is the Durban Blend Setting Powder. It is the white translucent powder, and you need to go very light with this powder or else it will give you flashback. And to contour or bronze my cheeks, I'm using the CoverGirl Ebony Bronzer to add some dimension to my cheeks. And for highlight, I'm using the Crayon Case Contortion Notebook Palette, and I'm using that shade Trophy just to add highlight to my cheeks. Also adding that to my forehead, the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, and my cupid's bow, all the places that I like to highlight. And then I'm going back into that shade Debonair and just add that to my bottom lash line. And I'm also going to use this shade called Luxurious Bling and add that to my inner tear duct. And for lips, I'm going to line my lips with the Crayon Case lip liner in the shade Coffee. And I'm just using a gloss today, and this is also by the Crayon Case, and it is in the shade Clean Kisses. And I really didn't like this shade by itself, so it does go best with a brown liner, which is what I'm doing here, and just blend them out to your liking. So we have come to the end of the video. This is the final look. I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. Also be sure to like and also click the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload videos, and I will see you in the next video.